There's a lot of reasons that can bring you here. You could be a constitutionalist. You could have spoke out against banks. You could be part of the Occupy movement. You could be a hacker. You could be a perceived anti-Semite. You could be a left-winger, a right-winger. You could be a civil rights advocate. You could be against corruption. You could have spoke out against Zionism. You could have talked about the 9/11 truth. Or you could have been into paranormal/psychic phenomena. The list goes on and on and on and on. Or you could be somebody that was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But the point of this episode and this post is to prove that you are targeted. And it's funny because I really think that what you're going to see here is it's almost like a joke. It's almost like the people that came up with the term targeted individuals. It was almost like an inside joke. So what I found was completely by accident. Then I started researching online and realized that a lot of people have this too, but they have lots of weird things, weird symptoms that go along with it, just like quote-unquote targeted individuals do. They see lights, they get shocking sensations, they felt like a pop or something in between their eyes before this started happening, really weird symptoms. And I think this is the key that's going to open up a lot of doors. So check this out. I was looking through a really cheap microscope, looking at some stuff, it's like a toy microscope. I was looking at some stuff. When you do that, you tend to amplify, or you're able to really see things that are floating inside your eye or on the lens of your eye. What I saw were a bunch of tiny, tiny, perfect circles with a circle inside and a circle inside that looked identical to a target, and they were perfect. It was almost unnatural. So after freaking out, I looked in my left eye for a while. There were a bunch of them in my left eye and not as many in my right. So I started looking it up, and that's when I found all these people that are probably targeted and don't even realize that they're targeted because they're seeing these things all the time. They see it with their plain vision. It took me putting my eye up to a microscope to see it. And that's what you guys need to do. You guys need to go out and buy a cheap piece of shit microscope. Put your eye up to it with a bright light shining into the microscope, and I swear you will see it. Everybody in my house can see them in their own eyes, and it's not a coincidence. So that's what you guys need to do, and it will prove it. And then you can go to the doctor and say, look, I've got these perfect circles in my eyes, and there might be more in your left, more in your right, might be more in your right than your left, or they might be equal. I don't know. That's just how mine are. Everybody in my house has these in their eyes, and it doesn't make sense. And the people that have been complaining about them, that actually went to the doctors for it, the doctors have no idea what it is, but they're saying that they think it's completely normal. So what you need to do is Google eye floaters, targets, or like perfect circles. Google stuff like that, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I couldn't see mine until I had my eye up to a microscope, and they're plain as day after your eye focuses for a minute. They look like little targets, and I'm thinking that that's what's causing the points of light that I see every once in a while. I'll see like it looks like a little flash, like a star in my eye at night. You can see them in the daytime. I see it quite a bit, or I used to anyway. But this is the key. So if everybody can go out and buy a $8 to $10 cheap piece of shit microscope, and if everybody can prove that they have these things in their eye and this is happening to them, this is physical evidence. So basically, none of you people that are watching this video can afford to not go out and get this and do this. So if everybody has a common denominator as a physical symptom and you see these perfect targets, then everybody has the common denominator, and it's proof, physical proof, that something is happening to people. So once again, Google eye floaters, targets, bullseyes, perfect circles. It's crazy. And like I said, everybody in my house has these. It's not a coincidence, and it's not normal. It's definitely not normal. It's not something that you should just see in your eyes. I never saw them before. I played with microscopes my entire life. So do this. Absolutely do this, and then post the results on this YouTube page. And I'm going to actually make a blog as well where you can post the results on there. And if we've got, 1,000 people that all have the same target eye floaters with the same other symptoms, because these people that have this going on that are posting on the web, I don't think they even realize that they're targeted or have the symptoms of being targeted. They just think this is just some weird medical condition. I said in my other videos that 90% of this has to do with your eyes. I still believe that. I believe that because there's even more proof now. You need to do this. You can't afford to not do this. So grab a microscope, or if you have access to a microscope, or if you know somebody's kid that has a microscope, whatever, just do it, check it out. If you can't see them with your bare eyes, like myself, I'm telling you, this has to do with your eyes. It looks identical to different fungal infections. It looks identical to microlenses, to flexible microlens arrays. It looks identical to this stuff. I put the photos up so you can see. So do it and post up your results. That's it.